Vegan pet diets use plant, mineral and synthetic sources to ensure that all necessary nutrients are included. These offer major benefits for environmental sustainability and can also save the lives of literally billions of land animals that are killed in the food system each year, and that's not even considering the trillions of fish and marine animals that are also killed. But can dogs actually be healthy on a vegan diet? During my many years in veterinary practice, treating many thousands of dogs, I wondered about this question. The potential benefits were too large to ignore, and I was determined to find an answer. So in 2020, I conducted a survey of 2,536 dogs, which was the largest survey of its kind so far to compare the health of dogs fed vegan and meat-based diets. 1,370 of these dogs were fed conventional meat-based diets, 830 fed raw meat-based diets, and 336 were fed vegan diets. All animals were fed these diets for at least 1 year, which equates to perhaps 7 years of human life on average, making this a very long-term study for dogs. To determine how healthy all of these dogs were, my scientific colleagues and I assessed 7 general indicators of health. We examined whether dogs needed to see veterinarians an unusually high number of times in the last year, because that could indicate treatment for an ongoing healthcare problem. We looked to see whether dogs needed to use any kind of medication in the previous year, whether they needed to progress onto a medical diet of some kind after initially being fed a vegan or a meat-based diet. For dogs that had recently seen veterinarians, we asked what was the assessment of the veterinarian about the health of those dogs. We asked dog guardians about their own opinion of the health of their dogs. We determined the percentage of dogs that were unwell. And for dogs that were unwell, did they suffer from just a single health disorder, or was it more than one health disorder? What was the average number of cases of health disorder per unwell dog? We also examined the prevalence of 22 of the most common health disorders suffered by dogs. Overall, the proportion of dogs that were considered unwell was 49% of those fed conventional meat-based diets, 43% of those fed raw meat, and 36% of dogs fed vegan diets. When considering health outcomes overall, the dogs fed raw meat initially appeared to have marginally better general health indicators than dogs fed vegan diets. But the dogs fed raw meat were also significantly younger on average, and younger dogs are normally healthier. So to control for this, we conducted a follow-up study in which we accounted for differences between dietary groups in age, sex and neuter status, breed size and exercise levels, which are all factors that can affect health outcomes in dogs. After doing this, it became clear that dogs fed vegan diets had the best health outcomes. This trend was clear and consistent, with dogs fed vegan diets usually having substantial decreases in risks of these 7 general indicators of illness. These risk reductions varied from 14 up to 51% compared to dogs fed conventional meat-based diets. These differences were all statistically significant, meaning these results were almost certainly due to true biological difference rather than random variations. For 6 specific health disorders, including being overweight and obese, and suffering from ear problems, musculoskeletal problems and gastrointestinal disorders, which are among the most common health problems experienced by dogs, vegan diets were associated with risk reductions of between 50 and 61% compared to dogs fed conventional meat-based diets. These differences were also all statistically significant. After pooling our results with related studies published to date, vegan dog food was consistently associated with low risks of multiple specific health disorders. Several of these appear linked to eliminating exposure to animal-sourced allergens in the diet, such as beef, chicken, pork and lamb. The resultant health disorders often cause significant discomfort for dogs, and lowered rates of these illnesses is likely to improve the quality of life of many of these affected dogs. By 2024, there were 10 other studies which also showed equivalent or superior health outcomes for dogs fed vegan or vegetarian diets. These results are not surprising, because it stands to reason that vegan diets which have been designed to include all necessary nutrients in the right proportions, without hazards common to meat-based diets such as animal-sourced allergens, should result in health outcomes which are as good or better than those produced by meat-based diets. And that's exactly what almost all of the studies in this field have shown so far. However, regardless of the diet used, dog guardians should always check labels to ensure that the main diet fed is nutritionally complete and balanced. Reputable pet food companies should also be chosen, who work with experts such as veterinary nutritionists and can provide some reasonable information about the steps they've taken to ensure the nutritional soundness and quality of their diets. Advice for pet guardians interested in transitioning their animals onto nutritionally sound vegan diets, along with key studies in this field, is available from my website www.sustainablepetfood.info.